The red Zerg, he is Serral.
And in the bottom right, the blue Zerg gets E.G. Jaedong.
Yeah, and I don't expect either player to really vary up their play here. There's not a lot of super effective cheese off of one base in ZVZ. You can do like the 14-14 kind of Ling Baneling all in, but even that is really rare, and I certainly don't expect Jaedong to cheese.
I would actually expect him to. He loves to throw in just aggressive stuff that isn't necessarily game ending. Like, I wouldn't say he does, for instance, 10 pull Baneling. I don't think he does that often. But as far as doing a 6 pull or 10 pull just to put his opponent off guard, I'm surprised he's not doing it. He also throws that in commonly in the first match to really throw his opponent off guard, but looks like you're correct here, though. Just going up to that 15, no cheeses. Jaedong has a really sick ZVZ build that has like a incredibly high win record. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it is like a 10 pull into something and then a 2 base, and it's just about denying the natural of your opponent. And when you watch it, it's like he faces a diamond player. It's just like him slapping him around. So I'm surprised he hasn't brought it out yet, but maybe he'll bring it in later in the tournament.
Maybe, just maybe, he's saving it for, I don't know, the later stage of this game. I mean, if you guys did see the Smix interview with Jaedong, he stated very clearly, I will win this tournament. So he is coming in here. He is prepared to take that first place, tired of those seconds. He's just got some group stages to go through first. So we do see a hatch first of both of these characters right here. Very similar to the last game. Can't get away with something, quite as greedy as you could on Star Station, of course. The rush distance is much, much closer. Probably about half the rush distance of Star Station, honestly. This map is quite small compared to it.
Yeah. Well, again, the Overlord's in position. Not the best map. Like Star Station, it's literally just a line because it's forced cross from your opponent to your base. So, 3 Overlords, you see pretty much everything unless they take a really long time to take another route. But Belshir, there are a lot of pathways, which makes it very good for the Ling Muta style. Just how many pathways and how many sneaky avenues you can get through. But as far as seeing those mid-game all lanes and seeing exactly how many lanes are coming your way, it can be difficult.
Yeah, that could work pretty well in Serral's favor. I mean, we saw him try to do a very similar thing on Star Station. Lots of Ling run-bys, but on Star Station, there's Xel'Naga towers covering pretty much every possible point where you could sneak a run-by, except for the middle, which is where all the Overlords are anyway. Whereas Belshir Vestige, you might not be able to get that kind of coverage. So, if Serral's sneaky counterattack style is what he goes with here on this map, he could find a bit more success.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be seeing that. That was very exciting last game to see those Muta Ling Bling wars. Of course, Jaedong did look, much more experienced in almost every single aspect of that game. So I wouldn't fault Serral at all for trying to change it up. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah, we got the Bailing Nest coming down here. Again, a bit quicker for Jaedong. And again, his speed is exactly 20 seconds quicker. This is literally the same game, different map. I'm having a bit of deja vu here. And the Bailing Nest, it was like 40 seconds quicker last time. If it's 40 seconds quicker this time, okay, this time it was about 21, so I don't have to freak out just yet, but pretty darn close game at this point to the last game anyway. This Zergling gonna get picked off there. Extra hit from the drone did manage to knock that away, so no scouting for Serral. Nothing too important anyway. Didn't manage to sneak a Ling into the main to see some kind of really early Roach Warren or anything like that. But we do have 16 Lings coming out for Jaedong. Here comes that aggression.
Yeah, so he's going to just pile on the aggression, hopefully get something done. In fact, hopefully end the game with this. Now, Serral is getting a Spine Crawler. Both of them last game, they both got Spine Crawlers. So maybe Serral is going to see the lack of a Spine Crawler and think something's happening, but he doesn't see that. He's going to see the Lings right underneath this Overlord. Very nicely placed right there, and he knows he needs to start defending. Does more Banelings immediately after seeing that.
Yeah, but he's going to need them just as soon as possible. He's blocking his ramp with the Queens, exactly what he needs to do. Pulls all his drones. There's not a lot here to be lost unless he can slip up that ramp. A lot of Banelings here for Jaedong. He's going to pick off the morphing Banelings of Serral. Very nice. Queens holding this ramp fast, though, but Jaedong could get this hatchery if the Baneling trades are not good for Serral.
Yeah, and they weren't the best right there. The Lings were actually trapped behind the Queens for Serral at this point. Looks like he might just target the hatch. These 2 Banelings might be enough to scare him away. They are, but, Jaedong just got it so low that any future attack is just going to be so easy to snipe it.
Yeah, that's very true, especially if some mutas fly in later. It's unlikely Serral's going to be dropping any kind of transfuse energy on that. We have a few inactive drones in the main, unfortunately, for Serral. Really going to want to get those mining as soon as possible. And Jaedong not 100% giving up on this pressure. Still going to be a little bit scary. Going to pull back from these banelings. And nice pick there for Serral. Knocking out that baneling is going to make him feel a lot more confident in defending this. Back at home, Jaedong is going for the same muta build.
Yep. And once again, much faster than Serral's own. Serral just now getting the 2 gases at his natural. Unfortunately, he was down by about 400 gas in the last game, and he's going to be down by about that much once again. Never a position you want to be in, especially when you're going the same exact thing. You know, if you're going Roach Hydra against Muta and, you know, you're behind a little bit, at least you have a different composition that has strengths and weaknesses and other different parts that you can play to. But if you're doing the exact same thing, your opponent's doing the exact same thing, just better, right?
Yeah, it all comes down to that control, how you handle these situations. And oh god, we already saw one brutal baneling hit that last game, and I don't know if my fragile constitution could take another one. Jaedong going to lose a baneling there. A lot of links coming in here for Serral, but behind this he is just finishing up his lair and droning, so he is going to cut the aggression with these lings here. In the meantime, Jaedong's Spire is down well before his opponents.
Yeah, a lot sooner than Serral is. In fact, not even going down right now. He needs to wait for the minerals. And I wonder if Jaedong, with these pack of lings, is going to try and take out that third. There is one baneling, as well as a spine crawler, defending it. Oh, nice trades going down in the middle.
Yeah, that one hurt a little bit, running headlong into there. Now Serral's going to try to use these guys for scouting. Maybe going to get a confirmation on that Spire. No, Queen denies the hell out of that. You know, but based on what he's seeing here, he can pretty much make that assumption. He also does see the third for Jaedong go down. He's going to lay down a third himself. But Jaedong has a 14 supply advantage. He's got a 4 drone advantage. And he's got enough saved up to make probably about 8 mutas or 9 mutas once that Spire finishes.
Yep. Luckily, Jaedong is not going to be, or luckily for Serral, that is, Jaedong's not going to be able to deny this third, but then he ling swells. Unfortunately, Jaedong's own third is faster, and he's going to have a nice defensible spine with it as well. Some lings are coming off to the side. They might be able to cause a cancel here.
Yeah, got to get in there, and canceling this third is really what so much of this ZVZ metagame is about, making sure your opponent is behind on that gas income. Oh, really good baneling hit for Serral, though. Maybe he will be able to save this third. If Jaedong, yeah, he's going to be able to deny that. Very, very good trade.
Yeah, that was very nice. Finally, those banelings in the last game weren't doing too much. They were just, you know, constantly more gas. That wasn't doing much at all. But this time they're actually working. They're denying bases. They're taking out big chunks of JD's lings, and they're working. Unfortunately, Jaedong's still up by about 20 supply. Well, now 10, as a few Mutalisk of Serral's already come out. +1 Carapace still ahead for Jaedong. Everything is just ahead for Jaedong.
Yeah, he is trying to find Serral trying to find a point where he can get ahead of Jaedong, and you know he was doing okay in the ling trades, but now the Carapace is 30 seconds ahead for Jaedong, or maybe even more than that, and the Mutalisk count is ahead yet again, and those are the really, really important numbers in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be about 13 versus 10. Still not the type of muta count that you can get and then just hammer home and end the game right there, but the fact that it is so much right now, and in fact even supply blocking a little bit, means that it's just going to be like last game, where Jaedong just keeps striking like the slightly more favorable engagements and just suddenly has 10 to 15 more mutas. Serral, I kind of wish that he would do something different than this muta war, especially knowing that he's facing Jaedong, who is not only good at DBZ, but especially good at the muta wars.
Yep, as more mutas come in to reinforce. Nice transfuses there. It's going to let Serral knock him back just a little bit, but he does not want to over-pursue there. Meanwhile, Lings coming into the natural. Banelings get picked off pretty nicely. Maybe looking for the hatch snipe. Not quite going to be able to get it, though. Serral holding pretty well. The supply is sort of even until, well, Jaedong decided to add on 11 drones there, feeling comfortable enough to do that.
Yeah, that'll make him about 64 to 50, which... still very nicely done for Jaedong, even if he's losing a few lings here and there. And these two hatches, the natural and the third, are so low. Like, if Serral ever moves out from this position, they're just going to be counterattacked and sniped.
Yeah, he has to be very careful with how he plays this game. The muta count, pretty even, though. Jaedong only ahead by 2. And it does make a huge difference in the fights, of course, but it's not the huge disparity that we saw in that last game. And they do both have the +1 Carapace upgrade. Starting +1 attack pretty close to each other as well. Jaedong still ahead there, though. And, well, Serral is being bold. He's moving out. He's going to go attack Jaedong. He's got to make sure his hatches do not get sniped.
Yeah, no, that's one thing is that he is not been applying the pressure last game, so Jaedong is a little low on the defensive banelings. Only has 2 up in the main ramp, but nowhere at the third or the natural. So a Ling counterattack could definitely do some good damage. Mutalisk is dancing about right now. They will want to have both the Mutalisk and the Lings with their army when they decide to attack, so the glaives would actually affect more than one. The person who doesn't have the Lings is actually going to be worse off in the engagement.
Yeah, I really want to soak up as much Mutalisk damage as possible. Every little bit, every little edge you can get in a Muta battle could mean the difference between winning and losing this game. Now, Link's going to come in here, going to kill a couple of drones here for Serral. Very nice, making Jaedong pull back. Possibly even more important is making his opponent stay on his side of the map.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Jaedong's the first one to get the infestation bit. I was expecting Serral to, honestly, but there goes a pathogen glance and burrow, so he's going to do some burrowed infested shenanigans.
Ooh, that is going to be very fun. Also in Burrow, key in keeping those infestors alive in the Muta versus Muta fights. You can drop a fungal and then burrow before the Mutas can pick everything off. So that's it's a transition that's going to be very good, but we see it's already affecting Jaedong. There's 28 Mutas to 23. There's a window here where Serral can do really, really good damage, especially once his +1 attack finishes. And if he can recognize that, he will be able to make a move, but the infestors are already on their way.
Yeah, 6 are on their way right now, and Serral has no indication of moving out from this third, surprisingly. I'm actually very surprised at that, because he finally has a position where he can push out and not be too scared of Jaedong just having the most overwhelming numbers. So there finally he does go out, and he's going to snipe the Lings on the Xel'Nagas. And, God, ZVZ, another thing about ZVZ, keeping the Lings on the Xel'Nagas, I would never remember after the first time, but both of them have been very consistent about putting more and more Lings on there.
Yeah, that is very good, especially in this map where you just have to be so worried about counterattacks, so aware of where both of your opponent's armies are, the Ling and the Muta army. And we're seeing Serral run down the left and right sides constantly. The Muta's going to swing in here, might be able to force a cancel on this hatchery. That's going to be a very nice pick. The Mutas for Jaedong are just completely out of position, and he's going to pull away. Very nice, but is he going to get cut off? Nah, he should be able to make it back to the main, no problem.
Yeah, JD actually burrowing those infestors. He wants to surprise. He wants to entice Serral by saying, "Hey, look, I don't have as many Mutalisk as you do. Don't think too hard about why I don't, but I do. So attack me."
Yeah, keep them clustered up so the Mutas can't really be counted too easily. And then, bam, Infestors out of the ground are going to get fungled. You can find yourself in a bad situation. Jaedong forces a cancel on Serral's hatch, tit for tat there. A couple more Lings going to scout that Jaedong is remaking his fourth. And now we have 28 Lings coming out for Jaedong. He is possibly ready to lay on the pressure. Really wants those Infestors to be a nasty surprise, though.
Yeah, and it is going to be a nasty surprise. I mean, Serral is going to start microing, clustering up into a little ball, same thing as the Jaedong's been doing. And then that's when she just pops up and fungals, and it could be a fungal of 41 Mutalisk all in one.
Oh my god. Now, one thing here is the +2 attack started for Jaedong well before the +2 Carapace was started for Serral. So Jaedong will have that slight attacking advantage. Not going to matter too much when you're this outnumbered by the Mutas, though. But it will help him kill them even quicker while they're fungals. So that is going to be a big deal.
It's not often that you see this late game in ZVZ when they go for those Mutalisk, where one chooses to go Infestors, but then continue making Mutalisk. Usually they try and go Infestors, then try and switch over to Roach Hide or something like that. So Serral does get a nice fungal right there. He does take out 5 Mutalisk, 4 Mutalisk? Yeah, 4 Mutalisk.
Very good. Jaedong's Infestor's completely out of position, and that's a huge victory. The fungal going to go down, only catches a few of them there, but there's too many Mutas for Jaedong to really dart in. He's going to try to chain fungal them, but a nice spread by Serral.
Yeah, it's really clumped up right there, but the Infestors are going down before they even launch off the fungals, and JD messes up terribly. He's down by 30 supply. Some Mutalisk are coming in just dying, pretty much, and Serral has so many more Mutalisk. It's 35 to Mutalisk. Jaedong kind of try and make something happen with Lings. Oh.
Yeah, this might be a point of no return. I mean, Jaedong has 4 mining bases up, but his Muta count, as you said, is like 1/8 the size of Serral's. That is not a mountain easily overcome, especially when you lost all of your Infestors as well. And Serral is going to be very aware of this large advantage that he has. Jaedong going to try to buy himself some time with these Lings, going to kill that 4th base, but it's only a matter of time before Serral moves in for the kill.
Yeah. Man, that looked... I feel that Jaedong didn't have to take that fight, and if he had just been a little more patient, he would have had an awesome opportunity with those bird infestors. Really messed it up right there, and Serral might just win the game because of that. The 4th base is up, but there's so many spore crawlers. Oh my god.
As Serral's just going to try to run in and go for it. He's got a lot of lings to start doing some damage there. Spore Caller is going to be great for Jaedong, but are there just too many mutas? Well, Serral's not going to let his opponent take an advantageous fight. Instead, just going to try to pick off what he can. Rallying in some more lings here. Maybe he just won't care about the Spore Callers here. He's got the +2 Carapace. It's, you know, dealing with some of the damage.
Yeah, now he's taking out the 2 frontal ones, so he can just go ahead and snipe the hatch. That's really what he wants anyways. You would need about 6 more Spore Callers to really beat away a flock of such size. JD's lings are coming in once again at the natural, gonna maybe deny it. No, he decides to go for the third. I think that's a better choice, but the third has already regenerated so much since the beginning that, yeah, Jaedong can't take that out.
And he pulls back. Incidentally, the Spore Crawler will still 3-shot a muta no matter how many Carapace upgrades it has. But, yeah, Jaedong, he's evening this game up slowly and slowly. It's actually 20 mutas to 44 now. I mean, still an incredible deficit to overcome, but he has bought himself way more time than I thought he could.
Yeah, half the Mutalisk, 3 Infestors, I don't know if that would even up. If they got the best fungals, I'm talking like all of them are like clumped up, like every single Mutalisk clumped up, maybe then. But looking pretty dire for JD.
Yeah, the mutas are going to destroy his main. Actually, the spawning pool going to go down here. Could even get the Spire if he really wanted to. You just got to make sure there's no Infestors. Jaedong just going to go for a counterattack here.
Yeah, those Infestors are so late to the party. Mutalisk already coming back to save the 4th hatch from these lings. I believe will be able to save it.
Yeah, the muta's going to come in. They deal a lot of damage very quickly. This hatch could go down. Nope, it's JD going to run the lings away. Not going to invest too much into them. He's been on, you know, he's at least long distance mining from the space for a while. His drone count, well, it's no longer more. He no longer has the drone advantage, but he has had the mining advantage for a little while. We can see he's got a little bit better of a mineral bank, which is why he's able to do all of these ling run bys here. But it's, you know, it can only do so much. Right now, there's 47 mutas to 24, 3 Infestors for JD, none for Serral. But yeah, like you said, best fungals that ever happened in order for him to win this.
Yeah, well, these Mutalisk... Oh, no, they're not going. I thought they were going to go right over the infested, burrowed Infestors, but that does not happen. Lings are burrowed for Jaedong. They're going to be spotted by the Overseer. I'm not sure if Serral sees it, though. He does. He's going to take out those.
Nice pick. Very good. Doesn't have to worry about a counterattack there. Makes sure he's right on top of those lings so that they can't get up and then go cause shenanigans. Meanwhile, a ling run by over to the 4th base. Only 1 spine crawler here, a 2nd spine crawler. No queen for transfuse. This hatch is probably going to go down.
Yeah, JD's making a game out of this, and that was just amazing. No!
Oh, that changes everything. Hatch still might go down, though. He's trying to save it.
Oh, it's not going to go down.
Wow.
Early.
Unbelievable Baneling hits.
Yeah, that's really been saving Serral a lot. You know, so many times JD has gone for the counterattack, and he's had 2 Banelings at every single base that have gotten pretty good connections, at least the ones that save most of his hatcheries. But Jaedong slowly trying to get max. Serral already maxed with 56 Mutalisk. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's just the scariest number. It's like going to give me nightmares later. I don't even play Zerg. I'm still very scared of Mutalisk as a Protoss. But Serral going to try to do a run by here with these lings. JD's Muta is going to sweep in and do what they can. Serral, he's so scared of being caught by a fungal here, and it's definitely understandable. But really, as long as he can spread his mutas like he did in that initial engagement that gave him this advantage, he's going to be just fine. He can really go start doing terrible damage.
Yeah. Well, here comes an attack in the main. Once again, going for the gas. Could go for the Spire. In fact, I think it would be the best choice. The Infestors nowhere near where they need to be. Nope, decides not to.
No, they're too slow. They're too slow. Maybe they're not. Oh, God.
Oh, burrow them. Oh. Maybe if it wasn't caught. Oh, well, that was a weird fungal. But maybe if they weren't caught, they would have surprised them. Oh, the fungal zone.
It's the fungal part. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
What is it? Oh, there was one more fungal, and it's not used. That one fungal would have put them all in the red.
Jaedong can almost take that. He's got the 2 attack upgrades. His opponent has, well, actually his opponent has 2-2 as well, but look at those pumpkin mutas. JD's mutas fresh as a fresh green apple. He can possibly take that fight. He might be able to.
It's 46 mutas to 49.
Oh, what? This is his battle. What happened?
Huh? How? All right.
He needs to avoid the fight. He needs to avoid it until his mutas regen. No, Serral, that is the wrong way to go.
Finish for Jaedong as well. Oh my god.
Oh, it's so close, but He's got some reinforcing mutas. Can Serral clean this up? I think he's just barely going to. The 2-2 mutas maybe just going to do it. The Lings are actually absorbing the shots that he needs. Another victory in the muta battle for Serral. Usually it only takes one of those to win the game. Against Jaedong, I guess it takes two. Is Serral going to capitalize on this one?
God. Oh, and that one fungal that could have happened. Jaedong had one more fungal that could have been in the red, and they would have died instantly. Oh, dear. Man, he almost came back after losing Mutalisk and his opponent having like 25 left over. You know how many times it happens and the opponent just dies? All the time.
Every time. There's a 33 Mutalisk advantage. The other person dies every time. Serral worried maybe, I mean, he picked off 6 Infestors. He had to know that JD did not have any more. Jaedong was out of Infestors. He was out of Mutas. But Serral, possibly not thinking straight, didn't want to get too greedy. There is the possibility of falling into that trap where, I just killed an army, let's go kill my opponent. But in ZVZ, that is exactly what you need to do.
I can't believe this game, and JD is still fighting, going back up to about 26, but versus 42. He has Infestors out in the field, going to find some Lings. Those are free kills. It's always nice. If he could go snipe any hatchery, this 4th is looking mighty tempting, but with 3 Banelings and a bunch of Spore Callers, it's probably never going to go down. Oh, I thought those were Jaedong's Infestors. I'm like, what are you doing? It's fine.
Oh, this is like, I'm like, my heart is wound twice as tight as it was during that Todd versus Round game 2. This is even more tense. I cannot believe these trades right now. Here the Lings are going to run in. No Banelings here for Jaedong. He's going to try to snipe this hatchery. Is he going to get it? There's no upgrades on this Ling. They do not kill anything very quickly. Meanwhile, Ling run buys into Jaedong's main and natural. Going to get the Infestation Pit and the Spire.
Oh, he's going to get both of the most important tech. That means that the army of JD's, that's his army forever. No, saves the Infestation Pit. Might be able to save the Spire. He's trying to transfuse, but there's not going to be that many transfuses left. Oh.
It goes now. The muta count 30 for Jaedong, 48 for Serral. Serral still has an advantage. He can still do this. What is the Infestor count? 5 for Jaedong. Serral has 2 with his army. I want to, like, normally I'd be like, yeah, this is Serral's game, but it's Jaedong. So this is still anybody's game. Nice spread by Serral. He's ready to receive any kind of engagement. Such a nice pickoff on that Spire. Jaedong, he's still not remaking it.
I think he's given up on the Spire idea. He's just going to go for Infestors, and I can't blame him. I don't think he thinks this match is going to go on for much longer, whether it's his win or Serral's, but he's giving up entirely. And once again, Banelings in key position, saving Serral. No, it does not. Oh, he takes it down.
At the cost of like 50 Lings, that hatchery finally goes down, and that is a big deal. But Serral, actually, he's got a backup hatch over at...
Oh, the fungal!
Fungals!
Oh, that
this
fungal!
Jaedong's chance! Serral can't move in, he just knows everything's gonna get fungled!
Oh, the fungals are only gonna last so long before he has more, though, and now he's completely out. 2 more fungals. He has 2 more fungals, but so does Serral, and I think this is Serral's engagement to take and the game to win. Oh...
Wow, unbelievable game. 31-minute game. Never got past mutas and infestors. I'm on the edge of my seat this whole time. Unbelievable.